Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here, back to do your bonus read. I had to think about what I was doing then. Goodness gracious. Okay. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I continue to grow, and as I've said, once I get to 10,000, I'll start doing some live readings. I thought about doing different things, so I have some great ideas in mind. So I'm thinking we can do like a chat session where we talk about some of these things that you guys sort of talk to me about and query. And I'd like to sort of talk about some of the themes with the people that come through for readings. A lot of people in, very sort of toxic relationships, or come out of toxic relationships, or, end up with the relationship with the same person, just a different face, those sort of things. So I'd like to do some of those. And of course, it would be nice to do card readings as well, maybe one card reading. So I've got some really great things in mind. And when we get a bit closer, I will call on some help from some people too who want to be moderators. So you can keep an eye on the site for anybody who's been, nasty. For the nasty people. I've known a few people who've said, that people get on there and sort of try to stir up trouble. And I don't want that. I only want a channel that is, I don't mind people being direct with feedback. I don't mind people giving me feedback, but the messages I'm bringing through aren't from me, so attacking me personally is not really helpful. So let's get on with, we've got the Thelema Tarot here, and we'll get on with your bonus read. Okay, so the first card I have out is the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is a card of hanging on to things. In the traditional tarot, you see this person with the pentacles up against their heart, up against their chest. So it sort of implies that they're hanging on to something because they fear that if they let it go, it will hurt, or they will have to let go of a memory. In this one, we see a little girl, and she's got them all in a bucket. And I'm not really sure if she's about to bury this bucket, but she ain't letting go of what she's kept here. Now, the Magician's behind this card. So the Magician talks about manifestation. So there's a couple of things that come forward when I read this. And the first thing is, if you hang on to things and don't let things go, especially if it's your past or outmoded or outdated ideas, then it is very difficult to manifest what you want. Now, I know it's a big journey and it's a very deep learning in this. It took me a lot of years to understand why this is like it is. But you see, if you hold on to things, whether they're from your childhood, whether they're memories, whether they're people, whether it's the past, your energy is not flowing. You are stuck. And with this stuck energy, you can't produce new energy. The Magician is about manifestation. He's about making energy happen. He's about making the flow happen. He's about making sure that your energy is moving so you can bring in what you're entitled to, what you're creating. So if you're in this energy doesn't work. So once you let go of things, it becomes easier to manifest. And in this particular case, you want love. So if you want to manifest love, you have to let go of what no longer serves you, whether that's on the physical plane, whether it's on the emotional plane, the spiritual plane. Something here is stopping you bringing in love. First card out, Nine of Cups, wishes coming true. Isn't that interesting? So letting go of something, okay, this is quite interesting here. We're getting a continuation of the What's Cracking reading here. So what the universe is saying is, if you learn to let go of things that don't serve you, whether they're people, energies, children, families, just making decisions to let go of something that is not serving you is enough for you to start manifesting. Okay, Eight of Cups. So walking away from something that does not emotionally fulfill you here. Being able to let go. Let go of past hurts, let go of people who are not investing, letting go of situations that don't bring you joy or happiness. Why do we as human beings we're so cruel to ourselves? We really are cruel to ourselves, but I guess this is about learning the lessons. This is about unconditional love here and understanding what unconditional love is. Isn't it interesting? Okay, so we do have a stable new beginning coming in. So what the universe is saying here, by releasing what doesn't serve us, we can bring in stability and our heart's wish here. Nice. Okay, and here he comes. So we do have the Knight of Swords coming in. You could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini or Aquarius, but this feels like just energy of someone racing in here. This is the energy of someone coming in to speak a truth. Could be make an apology, but this is someone coming in to say sorry. It's quite interesting, isn't it? They were just showing me, you know, when you're a child and, you know, and something's happened and you've yelled and screamed at someone because you don't have good control of your emotions when you're a child, which is okay, that we have to learn that. So you go in and you scream and yell at someone and you stomp your feet and you get really angry. You walk away, you sit in your bedroom for a little while, and then all of a sudden that release of what's not serving you brings in a sense of peace. So what you want to do then is go back. I've just had a little epiphany here. You want to go back to the person and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shout and yell at you. I feel really bad about that. I love you. I'm sorry. I just was angry at the time. That is what I'm trying to talk about, exactly that situation. So as adults, we do it too. When somebody upsets us or makes us angry, we walk away after we've spewed out everything we want to say, and we walk away and we feel so much better because we've said it. And then we go back and apologise. What the universe is saying here, I guess, that we don't have to obviously stump up and down and chuck a wobbler, but you need to do this to the other person. You need to allow them to do this angry bit, release, and then return. That's what you're waiting for. But you see, all the time you're hanging on to that energy and allowing them to do what they do, they can't release. They can't release it. They don't know how to. So they want to get angry, they want to scream, they want to jump up and down and yell and go on at you, but they don't know how to. So if you let them go, they can deal with that grief and come back without the grief. This is a person who's still dealing with some childhood hurts here. So it doesn't matter who it is. It can be your mother, brother, sister, cousin, friend. Someone you're dealing with is having a lot of trouble releasing that. And that's what we learn. We learn you can't do that as an adult. You have to, instead of doing all the yelling, screaming, jumping, biting, whatever you do, you need to learn how to come forward and do that in an adult way or a more mature way. You know, I'm not happy with the way you're treating me. I'm really angry you've decided to do that. So therefore, I'm going to just walk away from this. Or I don't want you to treat me anymore. Can we try again? Okay, so we do have the Fool. That's too funny. Brand new start here. Leap of faith coming in here. The reason I'm going to just share my epiphany with you, because I have all my life been quite passive aggressive, and I've been a person that's hung on to stuff. You know, I would put up with so much and I would just hang on, and one day I would just burst and I would get really upset, and I probably said things that I didn't want to say, but in that moment, because everything had built, I would spew forth a whole lot of information for somebody to take on board. And of course, the other person's thinking, what have I done here? You know, I don't understand what I've done wrong. They may have been really, you know, demanding, using you, whatever, but they don't know what they've had. So they think that you've got a problem. So it's like, I'd get things like, what is wrong with you, Yvonne? What is wrong with you? And I'd go away thinking, what is wrong with me? But it was because I never learned to express myself. I'd kept everything bottled up. Obviously, as a child, I was taught I wasn't allowed to be free to speak about those things I wanted to speak about. So instead of upsetting people, especially, you know, parents, instead of upsetting them, I just bottled everything up. So as an adult, I still behave like a child. I never learned. I do now. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords here. So the Nine of Swords talks about sleepless nights. It talks about pain, fighting your demons, but not being able to sleep at night. And we do have abundance coming in here. So again, with that Magician up the front, it's like by releasing this pain and giving yourself a brand new start and taking that leap of faith, you're starting to bring in your own abundance here. Very nice. So we do have the Hanged Man here. So like the Hanged Man, I just looked at something from a completely different perspective. And sometimes when I do that, for me, it sort of gives me this insight into who I am. Just a little bit more. I peel back another layer. I go another layer. But I get to understand why people do the things they do. And hopefully you will now. Sometimes people don't mean to do it. It's just they've never learned to be any different. Wow. So we do have the Hermit here, and he is shining light on the Hanged Man. So this is about you gaining a greater understanding from this experience. So always remember, every experience has a lesson. And I know a lot of you write up, I really got that. I learned the lesson here. I really understand. And this is this. This is this moment of you getting it. This is your moment of you understanding that what you learned to do as a small child, you are still doing now. This person is doing that. They're acting out of their child, out of their inner child. They've never had this resolved. They've never had the love they needed to help it heal. And now they're coming to you to do that healing. This is actually a twin flame reading. This is about another person who is on the same path as you. You're mirroring each other. You are both working through your emotions, your traumas, and everything together. And something has to change here. And the only way you can do this is by trusting the universe to just cut this off and let this person do their own healing. They can't heal by using you to heal. Holy dooly. Four of Swords here. So taking time out to heal. Oh, I just love this work. So I can't really say anymore. I've pretty much said it all. This is sort of like, to me, sort of a continuation of what was happening in the What's Cracking reading. So in total, this is about not letting people use you to heal. You are not here to heal people. It is not your job. You can't fix others. They have to fix themselves. If we try and fix others, a relationship becomes toxic because we keep investing in a person that needs to use their own healing. Now, for some people, they will just go to the next person, the next person, and the next person. That's what a player is. I can't get from you what I need, so I'm going to move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, because I can't heal. Now, I know that some's going to really challenge some people because they think that players are about sex, moving on to the next conquest, all those sort of things. But it's not. These people have just as many issues as what other people do. Okay, so what the universe is saying here is, in order to move forward and manifest the love you want, you've got to release the love you don't want. And you don't want to spend your life fixing people and having toxic relationships. So you are walking away from something here and doing your healing again. This is the Tower moment for some of you. It's an epiphany moment. It's finally getting it. Finally understanding. Behaving like a mature being rather than acting out of your inner child that's hurt, sad, unloved, uncared for. All of those things. Oh my goodness, we got the card of the Phoenix out. That's just beautiful. And it says, be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. Oh my goodness, so perfect. Rebirth, starting again, being able to let things go, starting to realize that you are you. You don't need other people to fix. Thanks everyone. Beautiful reading.